Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad that you're here today. I thought I would go ahead and do a follow-up on some of the things that I've thrifted recently, tell you if they've sold, how long it took, how much they sold for, and if my guesses in the thrift store were right. If you guys saw one of my more recent thrift videos, you saw that I picked up a ton of Sundance items, brand new basically. Did those sell? Have they been selling? Are they just sitting in my store? Was it a huge mistake? I'm gonna let you guys know in today's video. Of course, when I'm thrifting and finding these items, I can't say for sure how much I think they'll sell for, but I can make a guess based on the things that I've sold in the past. I've sold thousands and thousands of items on eBay, so sometimes I have a pretty good grasp of what it'll sell for, but I can be wrong. More often than not, it's how long things take to sell. I might be right on the price, but they might take longer than I would hope for items to sell. And of course, if you want to learn more about finding secondhand items and selling them on the internet, this is the place for you. I would encourage you to subscribe and check out some of the playlists that I have about thrifting and selling on eBay. First up, I recently found my very first pair of Rothy's. This is in my most recent thrift video. Like I had mentioned in the video, I had never found Rothy's before. They're hard for me to find. I've never seen them here, but I did find some authentic Rothy's and they sold for my full asking price of $100 plus shipping. These actually went to an international buyer in Great Britain. They paid a $30 shipping fee and I paid $22 in shipping fees to ship that internationally. They were clean, they were in great condition, they were a retired color, which is a good thing. Yeah, I was really excited to find these. I don't know when I'll find Rothy's again or if I even will, but I will definitely keep my eyes peeled for them. It only took a few days for them to sell. I found two back-to-back Rebecca Taylor cardigans when I was thrifting pretty recently. They were both cashmere blend, and one of them with the ruffles sold much faster than the other. I actually think I might have the other one still sitting in my store. This one with the ruffle collar sold very quickly for $38 plus $6 shipping. I thought they would sell for around $40 each, so I was pretty close to my guess, but the second one has been taking a little bit too long. So maybe next time I'll look for Rebecca Taylor items that are more unique and individual. If they're just basics, they may not sell and they may not move that quickly. Rebecca Taylor is a brand that is really high-end retail, but I've noticed that it doesn't resell for quite that much. So again, next time I'll look for a more unique item from Rebecca Taylor. These Zaya Active shorts I thought would sell for around $20 plus shipping. They actually sold for $12, and the story behind them is I bought them without realizing they had a flaw. Some of the stitching was coming apart at the seam at the hem of the shorts, so I indicated that there was a flaw and I sold them for a pretty low price just because I knew that. I really hate it when I do that. I pick things up with a flaw too often, and this time I just decided to make the most of it, and because I had priced it low, it did sell pretty quickly, so I made my money back plus a little bit. Lesson learned, I guess. I mean, like I said, I keep making this mistake and taking home things because I'm so excited that are flawed, so maybe one day I'll learn. This 555 sole hoodie that I found a little while back, I didn't have any branding on it, but I looked closely at the hardware and I saw that logo on it and looked up some comps. Comps seem to be really good in the $75 to $80 range. This hoodie sold for $60 plus $6 shipping, and it sold in a couple of weeks. Like I said, it's a streetwear brand and I had a hunch that it would sell pretty quickly. Luckily it did for me. I'll also add that when something has a really unique feature like this 555 sole hoodie with the fish skeleton on it, I will feature that as my main photo on eBay just because I think it will draw a little bit more attention. You want that unique item to stand out while people are scrolling, and I think that might have contributed to why this sold just a little bit faster. And $60 is a great price for a hoodie, so I will definitely keep my eyes peeled for this brand in the future. These are the UGG Georgina cork wedges, and they sold for $28 plus $10 shipping. While I was in the thrift, I picked them up and estimated that I could sell them for around $30, so I was pretty close in this instance. I love selling UGGs. They sell really quickly for me, especially if they're in really good condition like these wedges were. So a very easy flip, and they just took, I want to say, a few weeks to sell. You might remember these Vans from my recent thrift video. They were in the thumbnail. I thought I could get $100 for these and I was really excited to find them. And I actually think I could have gotten that price for them, but I made a mistake. One day when I was sending out offers, I sent out a bulk 30% discount on everything that had watchers. And these had quite a few watchers, and sure enough, when I sent that offer without thinking, they sold instantly. So somebody got a really good deal, and they actually left me a positive feedback saying they got a really good deal. I was so happy with that. I'm glad they're happy with their item. I only paid like $6 after I used my coupon at Savers for these shoes. So I got a really good deal. They got a really good deal. I made a profit. We all win. Still though, I probably, if I were thinking more clearly, I would have not selected those to have an offer sent out just yet, because again, those are something that I think there's a very specific buyer for them, and I did think that they would sell for close to $100. Still happy with the sale. Lesson learned. Again, I'm more happy to have the sale and the positive feedback than anything else. This Under Armour Storm jacket, while I was thrifting, I estimated I could sell it for around $50, and that's because I have in the past. I've sold these jackets for about $50 every single time, and sure enough, this sold for exactly $50, which was my asking price, plus $6 shipping, and it sold in just a few weeks. So because it's winter and this is a thermal jacket, keep your eyes peeled. Under Armour isn't always something that people seek after. It's not always a great seller as far as how much it sells for, but there are certain items from Under Armour that consistently sell really well for me. The swackets, the storm jackets, anything quilted, anything full zip, the parkas, they all do great. So just because something is a little bit more of a generic brand doesn't mean that you should always leave it behind. There are exceptions to almost everything. These Madewell leather Chelsea boots sold for more than what I thought they would. I thought in the thrift store that they would sell for around $50. They actually ended up selling for $65 plus $10 shipping. And these actually sold to one of my viewers here on YouTube. Thank you so much. Whenever somebody does purchase from YouTube that I know of and leaves me a little message on eBay, I do try to include a thank you card with them and just share how grateful I am, because I'm so grateful for all of you guys. But yeah, these went to a lucky viewer and they were in beautiful condition, and I think she really loved them. These are some Sorel purple boots. They're kind of vintage and canvas. They are waterproof at the sole, and I picked these up at a garage sale for just a few dollars. They took about 5 months to sell, and they sold for $26 plus $9 shipping. I think I estimated at the time between $30 and $40, so I'm not too far off, but they did take forever to sell. I got a really good deal. I only paid a few dollars for them, so I'm not unhappy, and I'm used to things sitting in my store for several months, but I will definitely be a little more selective with which Sorel styles I pick up in the future. Still, $3 into over 30 is not too shabby for me. And it could have been an issue with I listed them in the summer and they sold in the winter time, so you never know, but glad they sold, glad I made a profit. Also on that same garage sale day, I picked up a sealed in the box, brand new Monopoly set. It was Nintendo themed, and because it was brand new and sealed, I picked it up. I was super excited to list it on eBay. I thought at the time I could maybe get $15 to $20 for it on eBay, like I said, but it actually sold for a lot more than that. Now I did kind of take a risk and I sent it to Amazon. I did send it in used like new condition because even though it was brand new and sealed, I just didn't feel comfortable selling it as brand new because I did get it at a yard sale. But still, on my Amazon listing, I said, you know, it's sealed and pretty much new, but I did list it again like used like new. You have to be careful when it comes to Amazon. Even then I was probably on thin ice and risking my account a little bit, but I have done that in the past. Full disclosure. I sent it to Amazon because I send anything that I can to Amazon. I can send board games, video games, books, electronics. I prefer to just have FBA handle everything that I don't want to handle here in my office, and anything that I can't send to Amazon, I will sell here. But whenever I do find stuff while I'm thrifting or at garage sales or estate sales that can be sent to Amazon, I do. Anyway, long story short, this sold for $100 on Amazon, which is so crazy. Super exciting find. I love selling anything Nintendo, anything video game, anything board game on Amazon. This is definitely an instance where you can see that selling on Amazon will fetch you more than eBay usually. And that's why a lot of people do arbitrage right on eBay to then flip over to Amazon. There are just often price discrepancies there. I found this Lululemon One Times a Lady down parka. So excited to find this. If it was my size, I would have totally kept it, you guys, but I'm still working on that post-pregnancy body. But still, I found this at that garage sale. I think I paid a little over $10 for it. I got a lot of Lululemon stuff here, and it took several months for this to sell, but it definitely was worth the wait for the right buyer. It sold for $120. I think I estimated around $150, so I was totally happy with $120. It was in really beautiful condition, and I think somebody got a really good deal. I think it's a more rare piece. I don't see it around a lot. It took me a while to find out the item name of it, but definitely worth the flip in the end. At that same yard sale, I found some Chanel sunglasses, and I picked these up for around $30. So I did pay up for them a little bit, but they were authentic. When it comes to Chanel, I just wanted to see how the RealReal would handle it, because I wanted to first of all make sure it was authentic, and second of all, not worry about bad buyers on eBay if I could avoid them. Sometimes luxury can attract those kinds of buyers. Not all the time, but mostly for the authenticity. I just wanted the RealReal to handle it. They sold on the RealReal really fast for $245. I kept 60% of that, so my commission payment after fees was $147. I think I was happy with that, but I was also kind of bummed because I personally felt like maybe I could have sold it for more myself. I did avoid the hassle, and I'm glad I did it, and I made my money back and it was all fine, but it's just one of those things. Like, I really love using the RealReal. I don't have to bother with the returns and authenticating. But at the same time, I do always wonder, like, could I get more if I just sold it myself? I don't know. Anyway, glad they're gone. They sold quickly, and I didn't have to stress about it. These are some Remix by Rock Revival jeans. They were in basically new condition. I thrifted these. They were a little bit more expensive, but I estimated that I could sell them for around $50 or more. They did sell a couple months later for $35 plus $9 shipping. I was fine with that, but I was kind of hoping to get a little bit more. I think this was a day where I took a best offer because I was hoping to get sales going for the day. So I'm not mad about it, but this is an instance where Rock Revival usually sells for around $40 for me. $35 though I was willing to take. Rab is an outdoor brand. I believe it's based in the UK. I found this at a garage sale for just $3, and I have found it one other time and it sold for a lot of money, so I knew it was an instant pickup. I estimated at the time that this would sell for around $100, and it actually sold for $70, and it took quite a few months to sell. So I think about 3 months later, it did sell for the $70, and it was to an international buyer in the UK. So it all worked out. Glad to see it go. It didn't take up much space. It's very packable and lightweight. So if you ever come across this brand, it is a really good seller. You just might have to wait a little while for the right buyer to come along. And now the Sundance items. Have they sold? How have they been doing? Well, I did thrift those a couple weeks ago, and already 15 of them have sold. Mostly the Josanna crew necks and joggers. The joggers have been the best seller for me. Kind of wish I'd picked more of those up. The other items have a lot of watchers, maybe from that video, maybe not. Again, like, is there maybe a bias here because I do have a viewership that might purchase from me? Yeah, that could account for some of these sales for sure. But I do find that probably only around 20 to 25% of my sales are from my audience. The rest are organic. It might even be fewer than that. Regardless, I'm really happy to see these items go, especially since they've been going for my full asking price, and I haven't even sent offers on them or put them on sale. So I'm really happy to see them flying off the shelves. So far, I've sold about $750 worth of these items, which more than pays for that thrift trip. Makes me happy. It makes me happy that I was able to buy them, makes me happy that they're selling, and a few of the other styles might take a little bit longer to sell. The dresses haven't sold yet. Some of the waffle knits haven't sold yet, so I'm just kind of hoping that the right time and the right buyer will come along for those. We'll see. It might come to a point where I'll put them on sale and they'll sell a little bit faster that way, but I did only pay $5 per item for each of those Sundance items. So even if I have to put them on sale or discount them or send offers out, I'm more than happy to see them go because I do think that they'll go fast once they're on sale. And now when it comes to the rest of my items that I've thrifted, I am just waiting for them to sell. It is kind of a long game when it comes to clothing and shoes. Usually, like I've said in the past, about 1% of my inventory sells a day, maybe a little bit less. It just depends on how often I'm listing. So if you have the storage capacity and you have the time and you don't mind waiting a little bit, I have found that most of my clothing items do sell within the first 6 months. And then the rest might just take a little bit longer, especially if they're luxury. Even then, I send out offers and I try to discount them, and most everything is gone within 9 months. If it does take longer, that's when I probably need to go through and clear things out and donate, send a thread up, send to the RealReal, figure out how to liquidate. Usually I do that after a year. If it's been over a year, it's time. But for now, I'm really happy with the turnover that I have. I really like this model. I like selling clothing. It doesn't break. It's easy to ship. It's easy to store. It just is a good niche for me. I enjoy learning about it. I enjoy sharing it with you guys. So thank you for tuning in today. I hope this was enlightening. I'm not always correct with my thrift finds, but I am pretty close, and it was kind of refreshing for me to even see that I'm not too far off when it comes to my thrifting. Sometimes I overestimate, sometimes I underestimate, but it does even out to an average that I'm comfortable with. Thank you so much for tuning into today's video. I appreciate every single one of you. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe if you want all kinds of content about selling secondhand things online. Thanks again, take care, and I will catch you next time.